Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the Coast to Coast, where I'm on part 11, which begins at Ingleby Arncliffe, which is just behind me here. I've actually just passed the Church of All Saints, which is a Grade 2 star listed building that dates to 1821, but it was actually built on the site of a medieval church, and it incorporates some older elements. And alongside is Arncliffe Hall, a beautiful country house that's Grade 1 listed and dates to 1753. So this section is about 11 or 12 miles. That's going to head over the Cleveland Hills, numerous peaks, all the way to Claybank Top. So we've made it up onto the 299 metre summit of Beacon Hill, with the true point just the other side of the fence here. And the view east looking along the Cleveland Hills is absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately very murky today, but at least it's dry. And the view to the left unfortunately is restricted because of the tree coverage, but we had a good view the other side of the TV transmission station, which is behind, and hopefully we'll get some more views as we descend down this first of many hills. There's about half a dozen hills today. So we're beginning our ascent up Live Moor, which is just before Carlton Moor. And although not on the Ordnance Survey map, there is actually a historic feature here. So I can see a little platform just here, which is the darker green. It's very visible from the air. That's actually the site of an Iron Age promontory fort. And what these forts used to do was use the natural steep slopes of the hillside as a defensive side, and then build an enormous bank and ditch around the side that's not as easily protected. And it's an unusual location for an Iron Age fort because normally they sit on the summit of hills, this one being below the summit, so any attackers could effectively attack from this side, but that's why I imagine they probably built an enormous bank and ditch on this side to kind of defend off any attackers. And as I'm making my way up this hill, I've just got a lovely view of Carlton Moor, the peak just over here. That's where we're heading to next. That's 408 metres up there. So we're on the top of Live Moor now at 315 metres above sea level, and there is an ancient monument here. In fact, this whole landscape is littered with ancient relics. This one in particular is a Bronze Age barrow that's been dated to about 2000 BC, so over 4,000 years old. And there are numerous cairns like this dotted amongst the landscape as I make my way over towards Carlton End and then further along the Cleveland Hills. So here's the 408 metre summit of Carlton Moor, and the weather is really starting to set in. The view is still pretty good to the left, but look across to Kringle Moor, can't remember. Just ahead over there, it's definitely touching the cloud now, and there's the feeling of rain in the air. But I'm going to go down to this country park in front and have a spot of lunch. As you can see, the weather has changed considerably, and I think this drizzle and rain has kind of set in now for the afternoon. And it wasn't even forecast to rain, which is pretty rubbish. Up ahead, I've got Crinkle Moor. That is completely in the clouds, so I expect no views by the time we get up there. But we've only got about 3.5 miles left of today before we get to Claybank Top. Well, hopefully you can hear me over the wind, but where I am is Crinkle Moor at the moment. The summit is 432 metres, sits up in the cloud behind me. There is a path there. I thought, what was the point? You couldn't see anything. And this would be where I'd get an epic view looking down towards things like Rosebery Topping and Hasty Bank and the Wainstones. Nothing like that today. So we're now on the 402 metre summit of Broughton Bank, which is our penultimate summit today. We're going to head down the east side of this hill and then up to Hasty Bank via the Wainstones. And again, the cloud base is at about 300 metres, so we've got a bit of a view down the bottom before heading up here, and we may get a view just when we get down between here and Hasty Bank, but I'm not feeling hopeful. So we're up here at the Wainstones, which sits at the very western edge of Hasty Bank, which is our last summit before we descend down to Claybank Top. And as expected, we are in the cloud, but we've got some nice views over to some awesome rock formations, and also down the edge a little bit over here as well. Such an amazing place. It's just a shame we can't enjoy the longer distance views because of the cloud. Now I've been to Hasty Bank and the Wainstones on a nice day, and this is what it would have looked like if it was like that today. So we're just making our final descent now down the side of Hasty Bank down to Claybank Top. And if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and also ring the bell to keep up to date with future uploads. And I'll see you in the next part.